most famous bags on the Las Vegas Strip, and it's not going to be a Louis Vuitton, but that famous M&M's bag. Now this is where you're going to get t-shirts with M&M's on it. Now if you want a bag with M&M's, do yourself a favor and go to CVS. Unless you want a picture of your face on the candy. They do that inside of M&M's World. The Coca-Cola bottle, Coca-Cola's largest advertisement to date inside the Coca-Cola store. You can get taste testings from Cokes all around the world. Now, Vegas and Big Bus, we have a beautiful viewpoint that we normally wouldn't get to have if we're walking up and down the strip. One of these beautiful views is of the Showgirls. You're on the double-decker bus, guys. This is your chance to get your pictures of the Showgirls. It is a free picture of the Showgirls. Now a Showgirl picture can cost you from $20 to $40 a picture. They're beautiful, but they are hustlers, so keep that in mind. Now I get asked this often, are the Showgirls an actual part of any of the Las Vegas shows here? The answer to that is no. A normal Showgirl is 5'9". You throw up pipsqueaks in comparison to them. However, they are here to make this strip look nice and beautiful. But keep in mind, we are still in the middle of a pandemic. If you really want to take a gamble, get a picture with the Showgirls, because they get a picture with everyone and their mother, and they're taking pictures en masse. Really take that gamble. As we drive on by, I'll try to get their attention so we'll get some good pictures. Sound good? Yes. So across the way over, you know what, I'm going to continue to talk about the Coca-Cola bottles. So this is Coca-Cola's largest advertisement to date. Actually, when this Coca-Cola bottle was doing good, it really upset Pepsi, because this is a free advertisement for Coke on the strip forever. So much so that Pepsi went to all the casinos and hotels around the strip, said, guys, if you can guarantee that you'll never sell a Coke product, we'll just sell you our product at an undercost. That's why you'll find most strips sell Pepsi products. Coming on to this fat burger, a lot of fat burgers around California are owned by different celebrities. This fat burger is actually owned by Mr. Magic Johnson himself. When I say it's the best burger here in Vegas, probably not. That's going to be out Gordon Ramsay. It's the best burger I've ever had. Oh yeah, nice and greasy. Oh, question. Oh, no waves. All right, yes. Wave to as many people as you can, especially Elvis. Let's see if I can get Elvis. Elvis! You ain't nothing but a hound dog. That's what I love about Las Vegas. You'll see plenty of celebrities, even ones you thought were dead. Now the Hawaiian marketplace, you might already realize that Las Vegas has a lot of Hawaiian influence. This is because in the early 70s, we made a deal with the Hawaiian Islands. Send us your architects, send us your palm trees, and we'll forever give the citizens of Hawaii a discount. This is why if you have a Hawaiian ID or know somebody who can make you a good one, I'm kidding guys, flash that baby around town. That way you can get free play at a lot of these casinos, great discounts at restaurants, and free show tickets. We take care of our Hawaiian guests. This is actually why we're known for being the 9th island of Hawaii, because we have a lot of Hawaiian tourists come in and out of our city. As we come across Planet Hollywood was the original Aladdin Hotel. Planet Hollywood took it over in the early 2000s. It was actually John Goodman who rode his Harley Davidson inside of Planet Hollywood to snap the opening ribbon ceremony. Now inside Planet Hollywood, if you go exactly on the outskirts of Planet Hollywood, you'll see that Taco Bell out front. That Taco Bell is not any ordinary Taco Bell. Oh no, this Vegas, baby. There you can get tequila shots. And over tacos and tequila, you and your honey can say I do. Talk about hearing the wedding bells. Y'all hear what it does talk about? In it to make your wedding extra spicy, we'll even throw in a hot sauce bouquet. Inside Planet Hollywood, you'll find the Miracle Mile shops, 2.5 miles worth of retail therapy. Lindsay's helpful hints for Vegas, guys. If you're planning to do shopping around the Las Vegas Strip, keep in mind, even though there are so many great shops attached to these hotels and casinos, when you shop at these stores, not only will you be paying the retail price, you'll also be paying a casino price on top of that. If you want to avoid these shop costs, please go to the Las Vegas Premium Outlet or the Fashion Show Mall. That way you can avoid these kind of extra costs on your shopping expenditure. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk on that, guys. Now, inside Planet Hollywood, this is also where you're going to find Miss Shania Twain. And I did see on Ticketmaster while I was on break, tickets are on sale for tonight's performance, starting at 7 p.m. I've heard she is absolutely breathtaking. Now, keep in mind, basically, if you were pop in the 90s, you're more likely than going to be a headlining performer over here at Planet Hollywood. This is where Britney had her headlining performances. Britney is now free, though I'm seeing her Instagram post. Maybe we should put her back in the box. I kid. That's terrible. Sorry, guys. This is also where the Backstreet Boys plan to start their their tour, and they're starting to have a headlining performance here in this upcoming October. By the way, guys, even though it is a beautiful day today in the desert, keep in mind, you are still in the desert. It is very dry where we are here. You're going to get dehydrated a lot faster than you would at home. Keep yourself safe. I know the light might taste like water, but it is not hydrating. Keep yourself safe. And if I twist over my words, I apologize. So over here in the Miracle Mile shops, you'll also find Gordon Ramsay Burger. This, in my opinion, is the best burger here on the Vegas Strip, but it will cost you about $24 a burger. Now, Gordon Ramsay, he has 13 restaurants all up and down the Las Vegas Strip. And yes, he is a very, very hands-on owner. He is in town for the next 2 weeks, so it won't be uncommon to see Gordon Ramsay coming in and out of these kitchens. So really keep your eyes peeled. Guy Fieri and Gordon Ramsay come to Las Vegas very often to check on their restaurants. Inside Planet Hollywood, this is where you'll find the All Shook Up Elvis tour, as well as Zombie Burlesque. We have some amazing burlesque shows throughout Las Vegas, stunning showgirl performances. This is also where you're going to find Chris Angel's Mind Freak, and we see an advertisement for his Illusion show. Now, get to ask this often, between Chris Angel and David Copperfield, which magician would I select? Well, it really depends on your style. Chris Angel, he's going to be more new age, more pyrotechnics, more aerial art, and more glitzy and glam. David Copperfield over at the MGM Grand, this is going to be your classic Las Vegas show. If you're looking for, I would say, like early 80s, mid 90s illusionist, that's where you're going to want to go. Great magicians nonetheless. So it really depends on your style. You can throw a rock and you can hit a good illusionist. It doesn't matter where you go. Go see a magic show. Heck, hit all the nails on the head. See a variety show so you can see showgirls, illusionists, aerialists. See all the things you can that Vegas has to offer. And many of these shows, like Zombie Burlesque, actually host free dance classes during the week where you can learn some of the moves learned on the show. And I'll tell you some of the classes going on tomorrow, later on in the tour. Fellas, keep your ears peeled for these classes. They're geared toward you. Ooh. Vegas is the only city you can visit that you can leave with a hobby. Whether it be a good or bad hobby, completely up to you. I do enjoy really walking around Planet Hollywood. Now, the Miracle Mile shops do close around 10 p.m., but the walkways do stay open. If you need somewhere on the strip that you need to get away from the hustle and bustle, go inside the Miracle Mile shops and sit down and relax. It takes your mind off of things, and it's a nice, quiet area. Cabo Wabo, some of the strongest margaritas on the Las Vegas Strip. This is your morning of Cabo Wabo. Leave through the door, leave on the floor. Happy hour starts at 3. Game is on. Coming on to the Perez Hotel. Inside you'll see a beautiful mural depicting a 1939 Paris skyline. The Eiffel Tower stands half the size of the Eiffel Tower and there is springs. One of my favorite observation decks in Las Vegas. Now, if you go anywhere high up in Las Vegas, whether it be the observation deck inside the Eiffel Tower, or the high roller, or even just going to the 23rd floors of the World, go around 6:45, 7:45. Hit these 45 points at night. That That way you can hit all the free shows that Las Vegas has to offer at a spectacular view. So really keep that in mind. Coming on to the Valley's Grill Up, and my favorite performer, the hula lady. Let me see if I can get her. She's on the phone. It's fine. Is it? That's my favorite street performer. She deserves all the money. Still her $1. Her money used is actually used for her grandkids for Christmas. So we're tugging on the heartstrings. Now, a normal street performer, guys, can make up to $300 to $700 a day here. You do have to have a special license to be, or permit to be on the street and a sheriff's card. Now coming on to Bally's. Bally's was originally, when it opened in 1973, was the original MGM Hotel. That was until 1975 when one of the biggest hotel fires in history broke out. It's actually because of the fire that happened while with MGM. It's the reason why it's now federal law to have a fire evacuation plan on the back of all the hotel doors. That's what happened here. Now if you're into science and learning about the body, look no further other than the Bally's Boardwalk, where they take real live corpses, open them up for our viewing pleasure, and put them on display. Really great exhibit if you're wanting to learn about science and how the body works. Not so great if you're planning to drink around Las Vegas and seeing what happens to your liver in real time. Now, Bally's is home to one of my favorite variety shows. This is going to be a show called Extravaganza. If you're traveling with children, this is a great variety show, family friendly as well. Hits everything you want: showgirls, illusionists, aerial work, comics. Yeah, that was a word that I used. Everything you'd want. Now, as we pass on to Bally's, you might have already passed by Caesar's Palace many times and seen Hell's Kitchen, but that's not where Hell's Kitchen is actually filmed. Oh no, it's an illusion. Hell's Kitchen is where Hell's Kitchen is filmed. It's coming up on the right-hand side. Right now, we are filming Nana Dance against the BB on the tents. Yes, sir. Your question. Planes and trains and bring them all the way to Las Vegas. As we come to this intersection, this is actually a very famous intersection between Flamingo and Koval. This is where in the early 90s when Tupac Shakur was leaving a nightclub which Suge Knight was unfortunately assassinated on this corner. As we approach, you're going to see a giant glow or a giant ball. Almost looks like the Death Star. This would be our MSG Sphere, the Madison Square Garden Sphere. After its completion in 2023, it will host 17,000 seats. Each seat will be with Wi-Fi capabilities and Google Translate. But that's not the cool thing about the room. The outside will be a projection of the planet Earth with water and the land masses. And as we are spinning on the Earth's axis, that building will also be spinning. Now get your cameras out because this is the best view of the high roller. The high roller stands at 550 feet tall. We beat the London Eye by just 100 feet. 28 glass pods make up the outside of the high roller. Now, as we approach, you'll see some of these pods that are wrapped in maroon that says high roller on them. Those are going to be your open bar pods. That means for the duration of the ride, that's a full 30 minutes, it becomes your own open bar. But be warned, like this bus, there are no bathrooms on that pod. Now, you can rent out the lights on the high roller if you'd like for a gender reveal, making the colors pink or blue. Or if you and your honey wanted to, for $1,800, you and them can go to the tippy top pub or a little champagne with your 18 closest friends and say I do. It becomes your own private wedding chapel. I don't recommend it though because it is all downhill from there. Now, the link back in 1959 was actually an extension of the Flamingo, being the Flamingo Motel. Whenever they'd have over reservations, they'd put them over at the Flamingo Motel. The link took over the property in 2018. Now, this is where you're going to find over at the Link Promenade, the Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Hour. You can throw a rock and hit a good comedy show. I don't care where you go. see a comedy show while you're in town. Jimmy Kimmel's Comedy Club, one of the best clubs we have in town. But if you're looking for a great cheap option and hilarious comedy, that's going to be over at the Rio Hotel Comedy Cellar. The Comedy Cellar is where they have surprise performances. Between that Comedy Cellar and Wise Guys Comedy, those are the ones you want to go to. I said go see them this weekend because a lot of celebrities are in town trying out new material at the local comedy clubs. Get it? Got it? Good. That's your helpful hints around Vegas. Now this is a hop on, hop off tour. Our next stop is coming up here for the High Roll, and this is where you're going to be lining up for night tour. This is also where you're going to get off if you want to go to the Flamingo, the Cromwell, Valleys, and so forth. Do you have any friends planning to get off here at the High Roller? Awesome. It was a short and sweet trip, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all did want to get back on my bus, you can always see which bus is mine by my two flamingos by my thank you box. I just like pointing them out. Make sure you wish them luck, or they'll wish you luck right back when you get out. So it's important to have luck on your side here in Las Vegas, and no matter what floors. And we're going to be catching much more traffic later on this evening, so bear with us, guys, and I appreciate your patience.
Try to send the way and see. Try to send the way and see.
Hey, we need a face for this.
I can try to do that. I can make the same. I can try to do that.
It is a beautiful day. For those who are just joining us, I introduced myself downstairs, but I'll introduce myself again. Hello, I am Lindsay. So happy to have you on the bus. It is a beautiful night here in Las Vegas. Now, even though it is beautiful and we're wearing our short sleeves, keep in mind you are still in the desert. It is going to drop significantly at night. We're looking at getting close to 47 degrees tonight, so it is going to drop a little bit. Now, keep in mind, if you do want to have a snowy experience, get off the strip, go down to Mount Chuck. They still have skiing available. It's only 30 minutes away. That's what I love about Las Vegas. No matter what you're into, we have something for everyone here. Now, I asked this over at MGM, but just, again, for my own frame of reference, how many people this is your first time here in Vegas? Raise your hands, nice and proud. Well, welcome. I'm super excited. Again, my goal at the end of the tour is to have y'all fall in love with Vegas as much as I love it. I mainly stick to the right side of the basket, unless I find something really cool, then I'll draw your attention to the left. Let's get started. Well, welcome to Vegas. As we are approaching one of my favorite restaurants in Vegas, Batista's Hole in the Wall restaurant. Now, I'm not just showing you this restaurant coming up because it is the best chicken parmesan that you'll have in Vegas. I'm showing you because it used to be an old mob hangout. Everyone say, ooh. I know. Every time I give you mob secrets, guys, we're going to go, ooh, ah. It's a very interactive tour. Now, the hole that the Batistas is referring to wouldn't be the hole being the door, oh no, but the hole down in the floorboards. Ladies and gentlemen, there are actually tunnels that go from Batista's Hole in the Wall restaurant to all the hotels and casinos around the strip. This is because back in the day when the mob needed to make a quick and hasty exit, they were able to do so going through the tunnels of Batista's, storing their money inside and coming out the other end. So I don't know what you're talking about. Casino, I was just having a good old cannoli at Batista's. That is Las Vegas legend of President. You will not find windows also outside Batista's Hole in the Wall restaurant, because the last thing the mob wanted to do was enjoy the best chicken parmesan Vegas had to offer and being snuck up behind by Robertville mobsters. Now, the restaurant started in the early 70s by a man named Vincent Gigliani. Vincent Giggles, as we would call him. Vincent was a failed showman. What does that mean? Well, he couldn't really sing, he couldn't really dance, and as far as a note, he couldn't really hold one. So what is he to do but to start his own venue space where he performed every day until his death in 2014. From my understanding, it was the best comedy show Vegas had to offer, though I don't think Vincent knew it was a comedy. Ooh, pretty awkward. Now, we are going to get in a little traffic jam, but thank you guys so much for bearing with me. We're coming behind the Cromwell. The Cromwell opened in 1978 underneath the name Billy's Tavern and Saloon. One of my favorite names of all on the Las Vegas Strip. This was until the property was purchased in 2014, making it a 21 and up hotel. Now, those traveling with children, do not be discouraged. Y'all can still go inside the Cromwell if you decide to eat at the restaurant Greta. Greta is a 5 Michelin star restaurant. It is fantastic, but you do have to have the reservation and have proof of reservation to bring the little ones inside. Now, this is because this has the Dresden Day and Nightclub in it. If you're looking for the Las Vegas club experience where you have these celebrity secret performances like Drake, who actually performed here last Wednesday. Very secret. This is where all of them they go. 50 Cent actually did his performance 2 weeks ago over here. This is going to be at the Dresden Day and Nightclub. It is the only club in Las Vegas that you do need to have a ticket to get in, and you get your tickets through Ticketmaster, and there is no guest list. Now, speaking of clubs, or basically any restaurant or show experience here in Las Vegas, if it seems that you cannot get in or find any reservations, or you really want to get a guest list on a guest list somewhere, this is where social media actually has a purpose. If you go on to TikTok or onto Facebook and look up Las Vegas Superhosts and find anyone and click from any one of them, they actually have the backdoor permission to get you into these clubs, venues, and shows that you want to do. Las Vegas is very much a city of who you know and not what you do. As in, these people get paid to get you into back places. It's a free service to use around Las Vegas. I'm going to say it again. It is a free service to use around Las Vegas. Now, you'll see plenty of these quote-unquote promoters on the Las Vegas Strip. You'll see them with signs like the Spellman with the back, or just clicking their tickets at you. Those people will get you on the guest list but will not get the bottle service that you want and crave. If you want good bottle service, that's where social media comes in. Get it? Got it? Good. I'm going to see if my little hoop lady will see me, to see if I can get her attention. I love the hula hoop lady. Now, again, a non-restricted performer can make up to $300 to $700 a day. Quit your jobs, guys, thank you, and find us also in hobbies. Yes. Let's all pick up time. I'll tell you which ones to go to. In 1936, Bugsy Siegel came to Las Vegas to start this beautiful hotel for his girlfriend, Miss Victoria Hill. He named it as such because she had long legs like a flamingo. Everybody say, "Aww." Isn't that such a sweet story? We even put a bird aviary in the back where they have actual flamingos that you can see today. And the wedding chapel. This is also where you're going to find Kip the Magic Dragon, America's Got Talent winner. Yes, it's true. If you win America's Got Talent, you do get a performance here on the Las Vegas Strip. You'll see plenty of familiar faces from the show. This is also going to be where you find the RuPaul's Drag Race Superstar Show. If you're a fan of RuPaul and want to see the superstars, this is where you go. However, if you're a super fan of RuPaul and you want to do a meet and greet or learn how the girls make their costumes, I'm going to show you a special spot to go. It is also Las Vegas' #1 brunch spot as well. So I'll show you really close so you can get a meet and greet and see a little local celebrities. I love the flamingo. It just takes you back to that old 1940s, 1950s feel of Las Vegas. Now where the flamingos stand today, isn't that where it's always been? Oh no, it's closer to Fremont. I'm going to take you back to that older part of the strip later on. Again, that week we talked about it being an extension. It even has the Island Sugar Candy Bar. Now what might be different from most baby stores, the ones we have at home, our candy has alcohol in it. Guys, Furries Vegas is a place for you. The Dresden Nightclub are a must. Plus, it's got a carnival with live music and circus-inspired drinks. Now, back in 1978, Harris was actually the old Holiday Inn Hotel. So, Buddy from TLC's Cake Box, you'll see his beautiful mug on the side of the building. He has 2 out of his 3 restaurants here inside of Harris. This area is also known to be the most expensive real estate on the Vegas Strip. Might explain why this McDonald's only has 1 arch. Coming on to the Casino Royale Hotel. If you're a gambler on La Brea, this is where you go. 30% more payout in this hotel than any hotel on the Strip. But if you're a super gambler, you know to get off the Strip and get off of Fremont and go to your local casinos. Santa Fe Station and the Red Rock, those are going to up your chances for finding a jackpot. Also support your community by shopping locally. Local casinos are a great thing. The Venetian, our Italy-inspired hotel. That's going to be an adorable picture. Anyway, the Venetian, beautiful hotel. And our gondola rides. If you don't plan to go to Italy anytime soon, the gondola rides are a must. My suggestion, riding them at night when the lights are turned on. It is a short ride. It's about 14 minutes and it is almost like $80 a person. But it is worth the excursion. If you don't plan to go to Italy anytime soon, why not? And I love the Venetian clock, but I love how it's also on a completely fake building. If you really take a look at the building, you'll see the big windows. And the tippy top, how many buildings do you know have wrinkles in them? The Palazzo, beautiful high-end luxury hotel. When you think of the Palazzo, I want y'all to think spacious. If y'all get a chance to even take a quick deal on Hotwire, take it as fast as you can. You will not disappoint. The rooms themselves are basically 2 sizes of this bus, and that's for a standard room. Beautiful high-end luxury shops inside the plaza. This is also where you're going to find Camu, Las Vegas's #1 karaoke bar on the Strip. Now I'm going to take you to some other karaoke bars now. Vegas, we're a city full of weirdos, and none can be better showcased than our local karaoke bars. I'm going to show you some fun local karaoke bars where you can get into some fun trouble. And it's fun trouble, not true Vegas trouble. But I'll show you some places where you can go that too. Now, The Plaza is our tallest casino on the Vegas Strip. Now, the Wynn and Encore, Stephen Wynn, he's who we attribute to being the founding father of the Las Vegas as we know and love today. Basically, there's a free show on the Vegas Strip. It came from the beautiful mind of Stephen Wynn. Over at the Wynn, you'll find at 7 p.m. the Lake of Dream Show. I'll say it again, 7 p.m. Lake of Dream Show. And the show is a must-see while you're here in Vegas. The hotel site is the most expensive hotel site in the world. Now, Stephen Wynn was a perfectionist. He wanted to make sure that everything looked beautiful and even smelled pristine inside the Wynn and Encore. He put his own water and air filtration systems inside, as well as a botanical garden with live floral sculptures where they take out the flowers, change out the flowers daily. Even though there are high-end luxury shops inside the Wynn, this is a completely thick building front on our right-hand side to hide the parking lot. And then, there's the parking lot. And I love it when I get a stoplight because then I can talk a lot more. So if you actually look at the Wynn sign, it actually talks about the Lake of Dream show that performs there every night starting at 7 p.m. Do yourselves a favor and thank me later. Go to the Lake of Dream show. Now over at the Wynn and Encore, you're also going to find a wonderful club called Delilah. It is first come, first serve on the top floor. If you can go, guys, this is a must. They literally take your phone at the door. It's a hidden gem here in Las Vegas. Think of old time saloon with a big band and a wonderful showgirl singing to you. You have those big Coco Cabana kind of fans. Trust me, it is an excursion that is just breathtaking, and that's over here at the Wynn. The Wynn and Encore, these are going to be like your celebrity hotels. More than likely you see Kardashians, Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox walking up and down the Encore and the Wynn. Now, Stephen Wynn was a genius professionally. Personally, he was kind of a shady dude. He had a lot of mafia ties and he couldn't really keep his hands to himself. Because of this, the Wynn Corporation actually forced him out, banning him from any Wynn property. And the city of Las Vegas added him to the dreaded blacklist. Yes, there's a blacklist in Las Vegas. You can get on the blacklist by having mafia ties, trying to steal from the casinos or hotels, requesting to be on it, or if your grandma is the Queen of England. Prince Harry is on the Las Vegas blacklist. This is because when he came to Las Vegas when he was a kid, he took a not-so-little picture of himself inside the Encore pool. And the British tabloids got a hold, and Grandma said no more Las Vegas for the royals. Even though he no longer has a royal title, he is not allowed in the city of Las Vegas. Now coming up on the right-hand side, you'll see our first church built on the Strip, built in 1952. It was a way for sinners to come to Las Vegas, confess their sins, then go back to the casinos and hotel and gamble it all again. Now this is the only church on the Strip that continues to do service and the only church in the world that takes gambling casino tokens as a church offering. Now, just to paint a picture of how life used to be back in the day of Las Vegas, I'll get to Resort World and really dig in deep to it when we come back. But where Resort World stands, this is the old Stardust Hotel. You can see remnants of the old Stardust sign inside of Resort World. Now, any hotel or sign I'm talking about that has long since been retired, you can find over at the Neon Museum, or as I like to call it, the Neon Rodeo off the Las Vegas. Now, this area is really great for souvenirs and brunch, but one place that often gets overlooked is the Putz Grill. The Putz Grill was built in 1978. This is the only cafe with filming rights, meaning movies like Casino and Showboat will film inside. The outside honestly looks like a Denny's, but your mama said it's what's on the inside that counts. Fabulous cocktails, brunch options, and desserts over at the Copperfield. Going on to the Las Vegas Convention Center, our artists can be considered too big. It extends all the way back to the Westgate. The Westgate being the old International Hilton Hotel, built in 1969. If you look underneath the STG of the Westgate, you'll see a section of blacked out windows. So that would be the Elvis Presley suite where he lived and stayed whenever he performed on the Las Vegas Strip. Coming up to the top, we found the Blue Hotel on the right-hand side. Blue, Las Vegas' longest running construction project in 2007. In fact, Blue Corporation thought it'd be a brilliant idea to have a hotel and casino. In 2008, and what happened in 2008, ladies and gentlemen? The market until 3 months ago when J.W. Marriott purchased this property for $1.6 billion. So this is going to be a new J.W. Marriott, and the project right next to it is going to be our new NBA stadium. It is rumored that we're going to be taking the Clippers and making them the Las Vegas Clippers. Now I say we scrap the project, make a whole new team, and become the Las Vegas Gamblers. Our next match is the Sahara. Do I have anyone friends here? All right, we have friends planning to get off here at the Sahara. The Sahara was built in 1952. This is where Rodney Dangerfield and Sammy Davis Jr. first had their beginnings as a headlining performer. All right. If you are leaving us, thank you so much for choosing Big Bus and me as your tour guide.